think I'm a cop, right?
Andrew.
Shut up. If I'm a cop, and you take this gun, and you pull the trigger, and you shoot me dead right here, because I've given up everything.
It just showed a moment when Andrew was at his wall, his most vulnerable. You didn't know if he was at his end, if he was gonna die.
It was the first time that we felt like Andrew was gonna get caught. Daikon has been on him, and this was the moment where I was like, oh, you in trouble.
So now if you want my life, Daikon, then you pull this trigger and you take it.
Stop.
No, you stop it. Do it.
He put a gun to his head, like, cuckoo.
But when we was watching it, we was just like, yo, and it was that intense for us.
All right, Ruthless fans. Now, this was possibly one of many clips to come between now and November 25th when the show returns. Looks like cast members will have, mini interviews where it's like the moment that had me shook. And this was honestly one of my favorite moments from the series. It looks like Melissa L. Williams, Ruth, and Blue Kimball, Andrew both chime in on the iconic moment where Andrew puts a gun in Daikon's head and puts it towards his own, Daikon's hand and puts it towards his head and pretty much vouches for his loyalty to the compound, that if you really believe me as a cop, then shoot me. So before going further in the video, please take a moment to hit the thumbs up button to show you like it. Hit subscribe as we get closer to 190,000 subscribers. Hit the bell icon, that way you don't miss out when I post content to the channel, and be aware that you will no longer receive notifications from the Haves and the Have-Nots review. It's now our kind of entertainment. And also follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. But yeah, the cast just go into how Daikon has always had it out for Andrew since he first got to the compound. I mean, this was pretty much established in episode 1 of the series, where it seemed like, Daikon had an eye on Andrew in terms of slight jealousy of how quickly Andrew has kind of, joined the compound and has moved up the ranks, and he's getting closer and closer to being cleansed. But yeah, this was the moment where I know that William was asked to find his lucky stick. Oh yeah, that's right, because I do believe Daikon caught Andrew coming out of one of the sheds, and he's like, "What are you doing in here?" "I lost my lucky stick." "Yes, it's like this big, kind of like the size of a wishbone." "A stick?" "Yes, a stick." And then William is like tasked with finding the stick, and then later that night he comes to where Daikon and Andrew are talking. And remember, this was at a time where Daikon really warmed up to Andrew. They were sharing a beer, and we learned that Daikon actually had, a wife or girlfriend that was pregnant, and in order to prove his loyalty to the compound, he had to kill her, because I think that at this time Daikon didn't believe Andrew had killed his wife. So then later on, when William and Andrew are talking, William's like, "I made that stick. It isn't real. You lied." And then when Andrew's like, "Let me help you get out of here," and when William's like, "He's a betrayer," and then he kills him. So this was an intense scene. And like I said, Ruthless in some ways has gotten a bit too repetitive, with each episode just being a moment between River and Joan, and then River and Ruth and Tally, Zane, Lacey, and Paula just talking about how they're going to escape, who can be trusted. It's kind of like this rinse and repeat, whereas like season 1 part 1 truly was the best so far. But there were like shocking moments like this where it's like, "Oh damn, Andrew, well, what are you gonna do, man?" And he had to improv there because his life was literally on the line in that moment. But it really, really, really was good. But regardless, I really want to know, well, I don't want to say really too many times, I'm interested to know what other cast members of the series have to say in terms of what was the moment that left them shocked. So yeah, let me know your moments in the comment section below. I'm trying to think of some off the top of my head. I just remember this moment being very good. And also, it's hard because there are moments where characters don't act consistent between one episode and the next. I think for me, a moment that left me shook was obviously the cliffhanger of the season 2 mid-season finale, where a mystery shooter went into Andrew's home and apparently shot Sarah in the shower a few times before leaving. But we'll just have to wait and find out what happens there. And then, of course, who can forget the season 1 mid-season finale where Andrew had a sniper rifle trained on Brian, and he called Mac to call him off. That way, you know, nobody would die. There were so many moments where it's like, oh shit. So we'll just have to see. I know a lot of people probably say when the highest, you know, took the bat and beat the hell out of the people that tried to run away. Meh. I'm kind of numb to that kind of stuff in these shows, but when it comes to like one-on-one character moments where it's like a character we've been following for a while might be in some trouble, that's what really leaves me shook. So with that being said, thanks so much for tuning in. And of course, you know, if we get any kind of like episode titles or synopsis or any other clips like this between now and when the show comes back on November 25th, I'm confident we'll get a full trailer, and then of course I'll break it down. But before any of that happens, just make sure you like and subscribe so you can watch the content I do on the other shows. Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you want to donate, feel free to do so on PayPal or Cash App.